200 kg. That's why they cannot cover, and they're complaining ginger. And this information is there. People must also help themselves. Government is providing the policy framework to support you. Access to information. That is why the National Broadband Plan, NCC, Ministry of Communication and Regional Economy, federal government is prioritizing agricultural clusters, agricultural communities, so that the youth farmers within those ecosystems will have access to the right information through the internet to optimize their production. The same thing, the Rural Electrification Agency and NCC, the Rural Broadband and Solar Concentration Initiative, being implemented in 120 farming clusters to give them access to cheap information through the internet and energy to power it. If you don't leverage that, you get stuck in the time capsule. Nigerians who are stuck in the time capsule, the yield has not increased. That is why President is approaching it from a different angle. It's been managed. Government has always been at the driver's seat, and we have remained where we are. We want entrepreneurs like you, youths like you, that are tech savvy, to take over the driving seat. Government will provide the enabling environment, the policy framework, like the 250 billion low-interest access to credit to smallholder farmers. What the Ministry of Women Affairs is doing, WAVE, you have to connect them. What SMEDAN is doing, the Agribusiness Development and Empowerment Program. What Ministry of Youth Development is doing, the Agricultural Training and Empowerment Program, the Youth in Agribusiness Portal. You have to leverage those things. Government is providing the framework, access to information and energy to do that. And coming to you, which state are you from? Which state are you from? Kaduna. So we have the value chain for northern value chain program for northern Nigeria. In that program, 40% is targeted to women. You're a woman. 30% for the youth. You're a youth. 10% for people with disabilities. So you have 80% opportunity. If you can't get access to that as a woman, you get access to that as a youth. You get access to that as a person with disability. And let me also tell you something. Who is managing the media here? I want your presentation be able to find the very important points in them, compress it to 3 to 5 minutes. Send it to me with your permission. I will put it on platforms where people that have the capacity to change their life will see it. Mr. President will see it. The Vice President will see it. And it is now left for you and their God and their Lord for you to find favor in the eyes of the people that will watch it. That can transform and change your life. All the ministers, I'll put it in a platform where people will see it. So fine-tune your presentation, or you do a fresh one and put it there. That may be the catalytic point in your life to move you to the next level.
Thank you so much, Dr. Uzoma. And I have a suggestion that we have more of them here, about 10 of them. So if you can work together, you remember what we said about collaboration and grouping yourselves. If you can work together on a pet project where you do a story video, just combine your stories so that we can send it to the presidency's office for reaction. In the interest of time, I'm going to
Make it short. Make it short. If it's
very
lengthy,
short videos, please.
If it's lengthy, nobody will listen to it. Go straight to the point. We use your media consultant to design it 3 to 5 minutes and start with an interesting. The beginning has to be interesting and catchy to sustain the interest and attention of the VIP that may want to watch it. If you cannot sustain his attention from the beginning, he has so many things dividing his attention, he will move over to the next thing that can sustain his attention. That's my guideline.
Thank you. You've heard the guidelines, so the challenge is yours. Dr. Teresa.
Thank you. I just want to say it was inspiring listening to you. One of the things that we're very passionate about at the Policy Innovation Center is creating platforms for young people to innovate and do big things. At the Gender and Inclusion Summit that was concluded last month, we had a pitch hackathon. We had 450 young people pitch. And the winners not only got cash prizes to take their innovation forward, but they also got access, because we have an innovation and design lab, to come in and really test some of their products and initiatives and co-create solutions that work. So I would also suggest, as many of you who can take advantage of that, we will have an announcement shortly for young people to come in for a period of time and just incubate their ideas and possibly get support and funding to run those ideas. So if you follow the policyinnovationcenter.org, once those openings are out, please apply, and you never know, the sky is your limit.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Franca. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in this session. And we are happy that we have actionable next steps born out of this session. And I would like to also appreciate the MasterCard Foundation for hosting this roundtable, and hoping that by this time next year, we bring to you some of the outcomes and the results from our conversation. Thank you. And thank you so much to our esteemed panelists. We appreciate your reactions, your conversations, and your industry.
I want to use this opportunity to encourage all the youths here to be in tune with government policies. I can tell you, Mr. President is genuinely interested in the socio-economic transformation of the lives and livelihoods of our women and youths. This VCM program, when the first project appraisal document came, he asked how many percentage, and I wouldn't tell you, he threw it back, that you must include women, you must include youth, you must include people with disability, and also the very often neglected demographics, which is increasing in this nation, people from displaced communities. And there are hundreds of programs being specifically targeted women, youths, persons with disability, both from the agribusiness, from the energy, from the health, from the nutrition. So as a youth who is progressive, who is forward-looking, trying to better his life, don't always dwell in the camp of the people that dish out negative information every day. Be positive, know that the president is interested. I'm telling you, I'm working with him. Every day, people may not understand. Last year, people were rioting, food. Today, the people from the camp of the purveyors of negative information are saying, oh, farmers are being destroyed. Because you were saying you want the food prices to go down. Food prices has gone down. And Mr. President is not even done. He's going to bring it down more with policies, because we believe if the prices are down, people will consume more, the farmers will sell more, they will now leverage at scale. We want to scale. So we have to support government. We have to be in tune with government policies. I've dished out lots of programs. Time will not permit me to dish all of them out, but the onus is now on you to go and research, find a way to connect and leverage those things to better your life and to better Nigeria, to create jobs, to be a responsible citizen, to contribute to the socio-economic development of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Dr. Uzoma, for the commitment today. Thank you. You've spoken so passionately. Thank you so much. Let's have a round of group photograph before we go.
All right, distinguished guests, please a round of applause for all the panelists from our various action roundtable. Please can we put our hands together for them? Okay, so the roundtable on exit-ready designing program for financial independence and anchoring change in national system. If you had a great time at your round table, please make some noise. That noise is low. The level of your noise will tell me how you enjoyed it. Can you make some noise? Okay, so the noise is coming up. If you know that you were at the Action Roundtable on Sustaining Multi-Agency Governance for Climate Information System in Nigeria and you had a great time? Can you make some noise? Okay, so if you know you joined the Breaking Barrier Youth and Women Entrepreneurs Shaping Policy Commitment, can you make some noise? Okay. All right, a big thank you to all speakers. Thank you very much for contributing your time, your insight on the theme of today's discussion. So we're quickly going to have the moderators from each of the roundtable come up quickly. They will tell us the actionable points. So we called it Action Roundtable. So what are the actionable points that, they're going to give us highlights from their roundtable and the actions they have committed to take within the next, after leaving this conference. So please, can we make welcome Afis Adeoye? Thank you very much. Next, can we make welcome Oluwafisayomi Kayode? All right, and please can we also have Hawa Ali? All right, thank you. So what we will do is, while they share the key takeaways and commitments, we'll also take 2 commitments from everyone on the audience. So you're going to tell us, if you didn't join any of the roundtable and we listen to their highlights and commitment, you can make your own commitment and say, okay, I work in this sector, and I feel like this is what I want to contribute, and this is the action I want to take going forward. So we'll have 2 openings for that. So we're quickly going to start with Hawa. Hawa, from your Action Roundtable, can you share with us the key takeaway and the actionable commitment from your roundtable?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, during our roundtable discussion, the topic was strengthening multi-agency governance for climate information services in Nigeria. So I'm going to quickly cover the commitments from the panelists that were in the room and also the audience. So just to say that the panelists were from NIMET, NISA, and Ignitia. So what we have at the moment is that Ignitia currently has an MOU with NIMET, and Ignitia has committed to invest in NIMET through AI technology that can improve climate data collection. So based on this, they have a meeting scheduled to take place on the 5th of November, and they will finalize on details when it comes to financing and where that financing will go. Then we have Community Action for Food Security. So they're building an app for climate data, and that will give access to data to smallholder farmers. And they have committed to training 40,000 farmers in the next 2 to 5 years. I think we can give them a round of applause. And NIMET has also committed that it's an open field for climate actors to generate data and to be within the climate space. Now, the question would be, how would they do this and how would they know? And Sahel will play a key part in this. And then we also have the Ministry of Agriculture, specifically the Department of Extension, who have committed to training 755 extension agents on the adoption of resilient varieties in agriculture. And lastly, we have a commitment from Confluence Risk Mitigation, which is an NGO in Switzerland, and they focus on hazard risk modeling. And what they are committing to is to work with NISA and NIMET on precision flood information. So what that is, as an example, if they say a community is going to flood, it is where exactly in that community is the flooding going to happen. And if I'm 10 meters from the flood, the impact it would have on me compared to what the impact would be if I was 20 meters away. So these are the commitments. And the summary from this session is really coordination and collaboration. So As we all know, or some of us may know, most of these organizations, agencies, and ministries have very similar mandates, some of them cross-cutting. And we have the issue around duplication of effort. And the purpose of these commitments and the purpose of these agencies coming together is to ensure that we are not replicating climate data information to the public. And we have one trusted source of data, climate data, that is getting to smallholder farmers and to the masses. Thank you.
All right. A round of applause for Hawa. Can we make that better? Thank you, thank you. We're almost done with today's conference, so I want you to give me that energy as we're wrapping up. You know, they say we save the best for the last, so save the best of your applause for this final moment. If you're with me, say aye. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. So we're going to hear from Afis quickly. So what are the key takeaways and actionable commitment from your roundtable?
Thank you very much. So our roundtable is actually a very interesting one. We had a wonderful conversation, and the stakeholders, they did commit to some important things. So it starts with NADF, the National Agricultural Development Fund. They are currently working on several value chains by supporting the farmers, the smallholder farmers to be specific, and they commit that they are going to anchor development projects. So we all know that development projects, they will come after that, their impact are not sustained. So they want to anchor whatever they are currently doing with respect to financing, so that all these stakeholders, all these smallholder farmers, they will be able to have access to finance. So they have committed to anchor that. So the Development Bank of Nigeria, they have committed to continue to provide them stress-free finance to SMEs through their competent financial institutions. And also, they also agree to explore having a separate pipeline for women in processing. Understand that there are a lot of women that are into processing, and they really need their financial support to scale. They're already doing it. They have the proof of concept, so they have agreed to look into it and see what they can do to support them to further scale their enterprise. The Bank of Agriculture, they have agreed to add more value chain to what they are currently doing. Currently, they are currently supporting cassava enterprise. So they have agreed to look into extra value chains so that we have more value chain actors that will benefit from what they are currently doing. As for Sahel Capital, they are going to keep supporting and keep funding serious organization in quotes. So they do not, they cannot, fund. You don't have a proof of concept. You cannot show what you are currently doing. That might be very difficult for them. But if you already have what you are doing, you can show them that this is what I have achieved. With the little resources that I have, then it makes it much easier for them to help you to scale up. And also for the big guys, the big organizations, so they have their definition for what a big organization is. Those can even benefit from their equity funding. So these are the highlights of the commitment that we have from my panel. And of course, in a couple of days, you would have the full report from the rapporteurs in the committees that we share with everybody. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Please all put our hands together for Mr. Afis. Come on, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that. Okay, so let's hear from Oluwafisayo on the key highlights and actionable commitments.
Thank you. So for the Breaking Barriers, Youth and Women Entrepreneurs Shaping Policy Commitment session, we had commitments from some of our panelists. The first one is from the Office of the Presidency. During the session, we had young people share their stories, some of the barriers they face in agribusiness, and some of their wins. So the Office of the Presidency had asked them to create and share short videos of these stories so that they can promote it at the presidency level and share with other government initiatives that are supporting youth and women, so that we have them prioritized. The second commitment is from Policy Innovation Center that hosts an annual hackathon. They look out for innovation, data-driven solutions to social and economic problems, and they are open to having more agri-business owners apply for the next year's hackathon, and they will be happy to support with some finance and capacity building. Finally, we have the African Continental Free Trade Area Policy that is always committed to continuously support entrepreneurs through access to information on regional trade and export readiness. And their commitment is to continue to intentionally put out those information and create platforms where young persons can ask questions and access opportunities around regional trade across the continent. The last one, although not a commitment, Dr. Winnie, who is an independent policy expert, also called out the need for state governments. So if you are working with the state government across Nigeria, please would like you to take on this commitment to initiate youth and women development programs in partnership with private sector so that we don't always put the eyes and burden on the national government and the federal government to get these programs initiated. The onus is also on the state government to ensure that they empower and support the youths within their states. Thank you.
All right, please a round of applause for Oluwafisayo. Can we make it louder? Thank you very much. So while you were giving your takeaways and commitment, I heard from Hawa mentioning a date. It's more like, this is what we're saying, we're committed to this, by this date we're meeting to have something. So is there one action that you can say from your roundtable is already in motion? There's a date, there's a timeline attached to it, like the first highlight where you'd say, oh, for our roundtable, this is the first thing we are kicking off from. This is the first action we are taking from our session. So can we speak to that?
Yes, for the impact stories from the young persons, the SSA needs that video ASAP.
Okay.
And we are hoping that they get it in the next 1 month or less to his office.
All right.
So the PIC hackathon, it happens next year, mid-year 2026.
Okay, so we have plans in place to follow up and also make sure they participate, right?
Exactly. Yes, we do.
Okay, so Afis, is there anyone you...
Yes, we do have actually, and it's actually very exciting to know this. Probably this one of the commitment I so much like, which is the fact that NADF wants to be the anchor for development project in terms of access to finance, and with that, we as a project from GIZ, the EU Direct project, we have this access to finance component that we will really indeed work with NADF so that whatever we are doing on this, carry them from now, because we just launched our project, so that by the time we end our project, they already know what we are doing, they know who our stakeholders are, so it will be easy for them to just take off from there. So that's probably where we are going to start from. Thank you.
Okay, please, a resounding applause for all our moderators who just shared the highlight from their session. Can we make it better? Thank you very much. Before I let you go, I would like to get some reaction and commitment from the audience. Based on the commitment and the highlight they've shared, I want 1 or 2 response to what they've said, either if you were in the roundtable or maybe you heard something and you feel like my organization can support and commit to this. I just need at least 2 persons. So I will take the first 2 hands that goes up. Audience, reaction, feedback, commitment. Okay, so I believe we're all good. Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please can we put our hands together for our moderators? Thank you very much. So we're almost at the very end of today's event. And to take the votes of thanks and closing remarks, please can we put our hands together as we make welcome the Chief Financial Officer, Sahel Consulting. Distinguished guests, please can we put our hands together for Mr. Dolapo Adeseye. Please can we put our hands together for him. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, partners, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. As we draw this year's Sahel Food System Changemaker Conference to a close, allow me on behalf of Sahel Consulting Agriculture and Nutrition Limited to express our profound gratitude to everyone that has made this day impactful and enduring. I will also offer the closing remark while doing this. Our theme for this year, Designing for Legacy, Building Resilient and Impact-Driven Food System, has not only guided our session and discussions today, it has actually opened our eyes to a collective truth that success is not just about program implemented or program completed. It's actually about the systems we've strengthened, the communities we've empowered, and also the system changes that have sustained us over time. Today has been rich in ideas, energy, and commitment, and I know you are going to agree with me that from the opening sessions to all the breakout sessions, we've actually have enough insight to take on. I will start from the Sahel Leadership Commitment, where they reaffirm our vision and mission, and also to the keynote address by Mrs. Ndidi Owundeli that has challenged us to design legacy and catalyze system through aligned vision, clear milestones, investing in partnership, and also succession plans. Every session has actually deepened our conviction that transformation is possible when vision meets collaboration. I should also touch base on the chairman address by Mr. Mezo Owundeli that has reminded us that building Africa's food future demands intentionality and shared ownership. Also to the executive reflections from leaders of CARE International, EFA International. We also have representatives from the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition Gain and also the German Development Corporation, GIZ, where they offer powerful global and local perspectives on how partnerships can evolve to ensuring what? An enduring impact. Then we move to the action roundtables after looking at the SNIPS project featured by GAIN, where we have discussions around climate information services, youth and women entrepreneurship, and multi-agency collaboration. And you will agree with me that the message was very clear. Our food system will thrive when inclusion, data, and accountability shape our collective actions. We've also had commitment from the various comments from the leaders and moderators of the roundtables. And those final sessions has reminded us that legacy is not just a slogan. It is actually a responsibility. And that responsibility, everyone has been taking it, including those that have made commitment on the next actions. As leaders, professionals, investors, and even more citizens that we are. On that note, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to those that have made this event possible. To our very special guests and dignitaries, including the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, and also the Honorable Minister for the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, ably represented by Mr. Nuhu Adamu. And we're also honored to have in our presence today former Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi. We appreciate their leadership and for them honoring us with their presence. Our most profound appreciation goes to our development partners and collaborators, the National Agricultural Development Fund, the German Development Corporation, GIZ, the MasterCard Foundation, CARE International, EFA International, and of course, the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition Gain. We appreciate their unwavering commitment to agricultural transformation and ensuring that nutrition security is achieved across Africa. I would also like to extend gratitude to all our private sector-led leaders here today, including agribusiness champions, our exhibitors, and also innovators and changemaker champions that we have present. They have redefined what inclusive growth is actually meant to look like. We thank you for translating these ideas into tangible impact. A special word of appreciation to our board chair, Mr. Mezo Owundeli, and our amazing board members, that were ably represented here today by Ms. Oge Modi and Ms. Binta Masbinje. Thank you for being amazing. A special appreciation also to the Sahel leadership team. Thanks for the vision and consistency in keeping the mission of this firm going. My job will not be done here today if I did not thank the efforts of the planning committee, our tireless staff at Sahel Consulting, and African food chain makers. And even looking at them now, they are still not looking tired. Thank you so much. To every member of the Sahel family, those that have worked behind the scenes and in the scenes, we thank you so much for making this day seamless. You have once again proven that at Sahel Consulting, excellence is not an aspiration for us. It is actually an habit. Finally, to our participants and speakers, thank you for your engagement, your insights, and your willingness to collaborate. You are the true drivers of the legacy that we seek to build. As we leave this all today, let us carry forward the challenge that today has placed before us to design programs that outlast the funding cycles, to nurture institutions that endure beyond just individuals, and to ensure that every initiative we champion strengthens the system that sustains us all. These conversations do not end here. It goes to our boardrooms, our fields, and our communities, and wherever each of us hold influences. On behalf of Sahel Consulting, I thank you for all being part of this year's conference and for working with us on this journey toward a resilient and nutrition-secure Africa. We wish you all safe travels to your destinations. We wish you all renewed inspirations, and we wish you continued commitment to building legacies. Thank you, and God bless you.
Distinguished guests, a round of applause for Mr. Dolapo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, I wouldn't go without asking you to put your hands together for another set of persons who have been very cooperative, very patient, very engaging, very supportive. I'm talking about no other person than you seated here. Please, can you put your hands together for yourselves? Can we make it bigger? Can we make it better? Thank you very much. It has been an inspiring day of discussion, innovation, collaboration. And I want us to remember something, that legacy isn't built in a day. But something we've achieved today is that we have set the foundation for that already, with all the discussions, with all the commitment. And I want you to know that at Sahel Consulting, we remain committed to transforming Nigeria's agricultural and nutritional landscape. And we're open to partnership and collaboration from all stakeholders. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you to all our speakers, to all our panelists, to all our exhibitors, and to every team member. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. My name is Makan, and it has been a pleasure serving as your host for this year's 2025 Sahel Food System Changemakers Conference. And I would say see you next year. Thank you. So next, we're going to move for the lunch and networking session. So we have lunch prepared for every participant. So just take your way out, and the ushers will direct you. But we want every member of Sahel Consulting and African Food Changemakers to come up on stage for the group photograph. All staff members of Sahel Consulting, African Food Changemakers, please let's come up on stage.